All right, I'm Nick. Today, I'm here to give you my final thoughts and tell you how to fish the Vudu ripstick by Egret baits. We did an initial thoughts video about 6 days ago. If you haven't watched that, there's a link here. Go check it out and give you guys some information about it prior to watching this video. It's useful. Stop what you're doing. Go do it. Now, if you did watch that video, take a few minutes a day. I'm going to tell you how to fish it. But if you watch that initial video, man, the back of the box tells you how to fish it, okay? So there's not really anything to it. It is super simple. It's very, very easy to use, and it's an effective bait. Now, we fished it on 3 separate days. Not to mention, I've already told you that I have fished it before, had great success with it. I've caught redfish, trout, striper, what else? Largemouth bass. Even caught some more of those shell cracker the other day. And if you watch this series, we caught a bunch of shell cracker on a 17 MR. So it's a good bait, solid bait. I like it. We talked about the ability to cast, and you'll see that some of the later videos. It was real windy all week, and this thing is pretty heavy. It has that weight transfer system in it, and it casts well. Now, we fished it in a variety of colors. Some look realistic, some not so realistic. It doesn't really matter. The whole point of this is to show you can catch bait regardless of color as long as you're in the right place, and really regardless of the lure. So out of the box, we said these things had big hooks on them. We were going to fish it the way it came out of the box, minus that front split ring, and you probably can't see it. This one has scratches all over it. Caught a lot of fish on this color. I don't even know what the color's called. We'll call it clown. That's what it looks like. Caught a lot of fish on it. You can see here we caught a largemouth on it, a small striper. We had fun. Caught a lot of different fish on this style of bait. Got into a great trout bite on day 2. Day 1, it was extremely windy. 26, gusting 31. But we went anyways because, you got to go, right? Day 2, the conditions were much better. We went to an area where I was hoping to catch a quality striper. We did not succeed, but we did find a great trout bite, and we caught a nice 21-inch redfish. I used this color all of that day, and they were thumping it. So what we want to talk about is how to fish it, right? And the back of the box says rip it, pause it, right? Pretty much what it says, and that's what you do. You throw it out there. One thing about this bait, if you have one, you'll notice, is if you reel it in, it kind of goes back and forth hardcore, right? If you reel it slow, kind of like a walking bait. So that lip has a lot of resistance. So when you pull on it, it doesn't really glide or go anywhere like something smaller like the 3DS. Lots of resistance there, which kind of takes a little bit to get used to. But the nice thing about the lip is, when you pull on it, it's not going to go too far. So you can yank on it. It'll rattle real good, and the fish will find it. They'll see it. They'll hear it, and they'll be able to eat it. So rip it, rip it, rip it. 1, 2, 3, pause it, whack, fish on. Now, if you're fishing in some quality current, you'll see in these videos, I'm slowly reeling, but I'm not reeling the lure. I'm just picking up line because the lure is drifting. Something you got to get used to. You don't want to have too much slack out. When the fish hits, you'll miss them just because there's too much slack in the line. Very, very simple. Throw it out there. Twitch, twitch, pause. Twitch, twitch, pause. Twitch, twitch, twitch. 3, 4 times. Pause it. Get their attention with the twitches. Make them rattles go off. It'll pull, 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 suspend, and then slowly sink. That's what you want. You can see these video clips. Caught a lot of quality fish. Easily caught, 17-inch trout all morning. And then you can see this slot red right here. Overall, I'm a big fan of this lure, okay? I always have been. It's super durable. It comes with big hooks, so if you're throwing at that redfish, you don't got to worry about bending those hooks. Obviously, none of them are bent from the 3 or 4 days that we got to fish them. And yeah, overall, fantastic lure, especially for the price. What, $7 a lure? That's pretty dang good. I prefer to change these hooks out to smaller hooks. So one of the problems that we ran into every day of fishing was that these guys were picking up grass in the river, okay? Just picking up grass at the bottom, whether it was moss or eelgrass or whatever it was. Hydrilla, it was picking up grass. Now, with smaller hooks, it would have sunk slower, which means we could have fished it even slower. We had to fish it pretty quick because we were fishing these shallow flats on the edge of the river, right? And you can't just leave it sit there because it gets stuck in the grass. If it was a sand bottom, just a mud bottom, wouldn't be a big deal. But that grass being in there, these hooks pick it up. I would love to get this lure with lighter hooks so it would suspend more than it sank, right? So it would sink to a point and then stop. And then it would just drift in the current, just like that. And if you're fishing 2 to 3, 4 feet of water, this bait kills it, gets it done, does a fantastic job. If you haven't used one of these baits, I highly recommend it. Sometimes they're hard to find. A few of the local tackle shops have them, but they're hard to find on Amazon. You can go to their website. I heard some things, but they don't make the floating version anymore, which was news to me. I'm not sure. You guys do some research on that. If you're looking for a different bait to fish this winter, I definitely give this a recommendation. The last 3 lures that we've used have all been great lures: 17 MRs, 3DS, Yozuri Minnow, this guy right here, Vudu Ripstick. All fantastic baits. They will all catch you limits of trout and quality redfish all winter long. If you guys have any questions about it, drop a comment below. We'll get it answered. I hope you guys pick one up and I hope you enjoy fishing it. Thanks for watching.